And it just all got together and figured that it was time for him to go. It wasn't enough space here for him. So I don't hate anybody. And I hate that it comes off that way, that me and this man, I have beef with this. I don't. That's a grown-ass man. It's a grown-ass man. I don't have any beef with that man. Thank you.
Damn, Peaches, man, I appreciate your strength. I already know your courage and your brain. I just, the least to say right there, but just for you, hanging in there and giving it to us like that,
Oh, we gonna give it to him raw all the time. I told you it was gonna be raw.
Yes.
Uncut.
Yeah.
I told you what it was. It was not gonna be anything fabricated or anything to lie about. I was gonna be honest with y'all and let y'all know about where we come from as a family and who we are and what he meant to us and what we mean to him. And just what we go through being from New Orleans and when you lose somebody that you love. It's not the easiest thing and it's not easy to talk about, but I'm proud to say that we still talking about him years later.
Where'd you grow up at?
So I'm from Uptown New Orleans. The beginning of my life was spent in the projects, but the duration of my life, it was mostly like just Uptown, around Washington, Fort Miro area, but always mostly Uptown.
Okay.
So yeah.
And it might be a little cliche, but growing up Soulja Slim Sister, how was it for you?
I every day I'm Soulja Slim Sister. I can't hate it. I've grown to love it. I mean, my brother has accomplished a lot of things, so that makes me happy. I mean, I guess there's perks to it and then there's cons to it, but overall I love it. I love the things. I mean, he accomplished a lot of things. Everybody
a lot of special treatment in the streets for people that see you out there and they like
not so much in the New Orleans street, but in the streets of other cities and things. Yeah, they love him. Other places, they love him.
Okay. And when he was hot, like in his prime, how old were you about? He was like a little girl, you 10, 13, 11, 12?
No, so my brother actually died when I was 15. So people think I'm quite younger than I really am, but I'm really like up in age. But so I know a lot about my brother and spent a lot of time with my brother when he was on the outside of jail because we really grew up together. He was older than me, of course, because I came when he was 13 already. So he was a teenager when I came into the picture, getting his own existence. But he was excited to have a sister. Like, I tagged along with him a lot, always in the house with him, with my brother, want to be where my brother at, want to go into my brother's stuff. Like, so that's why still to this day, my brother is the biggest thing to me because he's always been my big brother.
And how was he as a big brother? A lot of advice and stuff like that.
My big brother was like, during my younger years, my big brother taught me a lot of things. I remember he was the first person, like, you remember when they used to have a little Sega Genesis, you had the little cartridges, you had to put them in the freezer, blow them in there. My brother taught me that. My first cigarette, my brother let me smoke my first cigarette. I was probably about 3 years old.
Wait.
Like 3 years old, yeah.
You said that so you had interest, you actually wanted to smoke a cigarette?
No, I mean, he was doing it, I want to be like my brother, so I mean, but it was the worst experience ever, and I never smoked a cigarette since, so I mean, does it work? Yeah.
That was a good thing.
In the long run, I mean, it works.
Okay, and we're gonna bounce around a little bit. Something that kind of got my attention when you asked your reaction from the first question, but we talk about Peach's identity away from Slim. If that's the thing, like, could you get away from it and having your own identity? If you had to explain Peaches to the world, who is she?
See, that's the thing is I have my own life, but I think so much of my existence is based off of my brother. Because, like I say, I grew up looking up to my brother, so he's a huge part of my life. Like, probably even in guys that I date and people I choose to spend my time with. Is always in some type of relation to my brother. Like, I really, look up to my brother. I think he's a great, great individual. I thought, still till this day, of course.
Yeah. Miss BG Mom, Miss Scent, she said he's still living through people, like, because they celebrate him like he's still living.
Yeah, we always do. Everybody still does. When the fans hit me up, it's crazy. Like, they from all around the world. Like, I ain't never even been to Amsterdam, but they got people in Amsterdam that come and they get on my live and be like, oh my God, we love y'all in Amsterdam. Like, I wish you would just come to Amsterdam. I'm like, girl, I'm trying to get a passport.
Oh, you talking about love the city of New Orleans? What about Slim? I thought you talking about the love and that's down for your brother, for Slim.
Yeah, they love the whole family because they follow. They're his fan. Yeah, they're his fan. But of course, by them being his fan, they trickle off to us because we're the offsprings and family of him. So yeah, they pay attention. They go down rabbit holes and find this stuff on YouTube. It's crazy.
If you had to explain Peaches to the world, who is she?
That's a good question. Because a lot of people would say angry, but I wouldn't say that I'm angry. I would say that I have feelings. I hurt just like everybody else hurt. Everybody shows their hurt in different ways. I mean, don't take it as harsh. I hate this. I hate that. Negativity. Maybe it's, hey, I love this person so much that when things people say about him, it may erupt in anger, but really it's just love coming out.
Is any particular things that happened that made you feel like people think of you that way because of?
All the time. I mean, when it comes to certain moments that I've went viral for, when they start to talking about Master P or No Limit and things of that nature, they always come back around to the angry Black woman stereotype, and it's like, it's not angry. I
didn't get that at all.
I'm passionate about my people, and we love our people, and when they go for silly reasons like street beef or just things that are really in control of another human, then we hurt and we act out in different ways. So I'm not sorry for that. I'm passionate about my love for my brother.
Can we talk about that?
Oh, we can.
What made you think that? Like, what makes you think that P has something to do with it?
Just a lineup of things. I mean, when private investigators brought information to my family, and sat down with my family and showed pictures of people, they were in direct relation to him. So it's like, they're in direct relation. I don't think that's coincidental, and I don't think it's far-fetched either.
You put one and one together, basically. When I talked to Lil Slim, he's, and I see him on other interviews, he's like really convinced, and that P didn't have anything to do with it. What do you think that comes from? What makes him? I don't want to say where it comes from, but what's that all about? Like, why?
Well, we come up in two different time frames and households, and I can say that if you've actually had a relationship with my brother, then you feel differently about him than when you hear stories about him. And sometimes things can cloud your judgment when you have to go off of what people tell you because your relationship isn't as extensive as other people. So your basic childhood is hearsay of who your father is. My childhood is physical attributes, physical conversations, physical moments with my brother that make me feel the way I feel about my brother. And I mean, it could be many things. It doesn't have to always result to just that one reason or why he's not here with us right now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always go in the hands of just one person. I feel like it was many people. I don't feel like it just was one person. I feel like it was many people. I felt like many people felt like he had to go in order for them to be whoever they are, whatever they wanted to be into the community.
From your point of view, explain Lil Slim to the world. From scratch, if they didn't know him, you had to explain him to the world. Who is he?
Oh, he's passionate. He loves his father. He loves the work that his dad has done. He looks up to him. He wishes that there were moments that they have had together. You know what I'm saying? But that was stolen from him. That was taken from him. The moments that him and his dad could have created. So now he has to live off, what people say his dad did and what people say his dad had done. And, so it's different. It's very different. And like we say, this is violence, street violence. This is the result of street violence. Like, this is the aftermath. Like, this is the moment that people should see when they think about taking people's lives. Because the aftermath for families is years. My brother been dead for almost 20 years this year. And we still, this year is probably last year was probably the best year that we had. But we still deal with it every day of our life. Every day.
Yeah, very, very reminiscent of B.G. Derrick's mom. She relate to your situation a lot too, you know. She said it feels like every day to her, you know.
It feels, you know.
Depending on what she's thinking about.
Some people could go on with their existence, you know. But when it's family, that's forever. You know, you deal with that forever.
Okay. We in it. I mean, we in it, right? So I'm gonna go to it, right? How did you get the news?
We were all actually sitting in the room at my aunt's house because it was about to be their parade time. My mother is in a second line club. She's in the Lady Bug Jumper. She's the president. And we were actually sitting there and they called and said he'd been shot. So, you know, we just thought that, boom, he'd be okay. He'd been shot before. But of course, this time wasn't that time because when we arrived to the scene, they said that he was no longer with us anymore. And I just think that moment, I think we all knew that life would probably be a lot different for us.
You get the news. What happens? And you at that time you were 13, you said?
I was 15. 15.
What was going through your mind? You get the news, was it even real at that point?
Everything goes fast when trauma's happening. You know, everything goes fast. And it went so fast till we just knew that we wanted to get there to see if he was okay. And we saw, you could see his feet. You could see him laying on the ground. But it was like, well, why isn't he moving? And it was like, he's not with us anymore. And it was like, wow, you don't think that there's a day that your people, won't be.
Did you cry?
I don't think I've ever really sat down and really been emotional about it. Because you can't when you have my mama, I have to take care of my mama now. It's not nobody else. It's just us two. And if one's gone, then the burden goes. Not so much the burden, but you're the barrier at that point. You're the person that has to pick that person up. You can't be weak. You gotta be the strong person.
I watched the footage of just uploaded I forget what it was. It was something about Slim's funeral, but I ran across the footage. I had never seen it. I actually have seen it 1,000 times, but I didn't see that particular part where your mom was on a limousine.
Yeah.
And that crossed my mind about. I said, man, you shouldn't play this. But then I thought, you got to show it to the world. Like, why not? So, but from that point, Young Greatness mom just did something similar. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes.
They finally convicted of the murderer or something? Yeah,
they convicted the murderer. Young Greatness was a great, great person. I knew Young Greatness personally, and he was a great, great person. The way that they did him was terrible. They didn't have to do him like that because he had a friend who was in the streets, and that friend's brother was a football player, and he was a great football player, but he didn't have the money, to get the stuff that he needed in order to be great. Mm-hmm. And he actually put money into him, introduced him to Coach K, because Coach K has the sports agency.
Yeah, a lot about Coach K.
Yeah, he linked them up to get together, and I mean, he was just great for the community. And I think that's when the community take a hit, when you take people who put greatness into the community. I think that no other name could express him but greatness, because he was really doing great things, and he was a great person to ever have met.
If we can, and if there's anything that I asked that's uncomfortable, that you just, next question, no problem. But if we can, we talk about, because I remember talking about it with Little Slim, but Cutthroat Music, like Cutthroat, the label, right? they have such powerful name that they can start signing artists. They can, actually do things with it. What's the plans? Anything that's that we could be looking for that's coming from Cutthroat? Are you on Cutthroat yourself?
I am.
Okay.
So I guess you could say it's coming. You could say it's coming, like, cause it's like right now everybody on separate things, building that separate fame up to bring it back to one accord, and then just go up from there. So paperwork got to be right for things for Slim first before anything could trickle down to anything else, and so that's what I've been working on, and
What about anybody ever come to you guys about movies and saying, hey, they want to, put some money up front to do a movie on his life?
I'm sick of Hollywood. After Hip Hop Homicides, I'm sick of Hollywood. Like, I don't want to deal with Hollywood anymore. I'm done with Hollywood. Hollywood is a weird place.
And what makes you hear that? Well, that's interesting.
I mean, I think it's just games to be played. I don't think that if somebody telling you that somebody, you gonna go get the person that they say somebody and put them on the same show with them. That's insane. That's games to be played. This is a homicide. These ain't no games to be played. This is people's lives that's going. That y'all playing games and going to get people, cutting people out of stuff because that person told y'all they don't want that. Like, what that person even got to do with this? If they had something to do with it, you should have told us that from the jump, and we would have never, ever been a part of that at all. Never, ever.
So they drew a cross or something?
I would say that a cross was thrown. I mean, who officially said that Master P should be a part of the show? We don't have any dealings with Master P.
And he was part of the documentary?
Yes. Telling lies. Telling lies and telling people that my brother was on drugs during his No Limit days, which is totally false. It's a false narrative that was pushed. And I feel like, drugs is not a problem in my family. I mean, maybe drugs is a problem in your family. But neither here nor there. I don't think the place that you would throw those type of crosses would be on a show that was really to glorify someone's legacy in music.
And him being a part of the show was a surprise to y'all?
We didn't know until it came on the TV. Nobody told us anything about him being on the show. We suspected because it was Mona Scott and 50 Cent that something shiesty would take place. But I didn't think, one, that they would be asking about, one, him, Master P, or two, that they would go and get him. That's low to me.
On the show, if I can remember, because I'm not sure, I'm real biased about it because of the lies, right? As soon as I see the fake shit, I turn it. But if I remember, did they allow Pete to clear his name type shit?
Yeah. So basically, they spun the narrative like I was the psycho person that brought up the crazy narrative that he had something to do with the just me. And
wow, they actually stated your name?
No, they put clips together. This was all pieced together. Like, they had me talk about, just like we talked about, what made me come with the notion of he had something to do with it. Same answer that I gave y'all is the same answer that I gave them, although they cut it down to just me saying that he did it.
Okay. No details.
No details on why, so they cut that. Mac did an interview. I guess he told them he didn't want Mac on there. They cut Mac interview totally out.
Well, you say he told him?
That's what I'm thinking. Mia's interview was more in depth, longer on greatness of Slim. They cut that totally down. They also asked her about Slim doing drugs, and she told them that she never seen him doing drugs. They cut that out. Who else? It's just games. I'm thinking he put it together the whole time to clear his name. So Hollywood for me is a No, I'm never doing it again. I'm sorry that I got my family involved in it.
They reached out to you initially?
They reached out to all of us, and we all sat down, and I told them that, you know, I thought that, you know, just do it so people could know. I mean, it's still for the great, because people didn't know so much about him or what he looked like. You know, they knew he was this artist from Slow Motion, but they didn't know I'll Pay For It was his song and things of that nature. So it really did some good for his name, and that's what I wanted for him. But far as Hollywood goes, I'm not interested in dealing with them. We're gonna make our own documentary when it comes to him and really tell the stories about him. I'm also working on a museum that they'll be able to come out and catch clips and see the actual clothing, shoes, posters, vinyls that he had. I'm working on that right now, so I'm pushing for November for that. So my basic thing is I don't give a shit about, you know, I don't give a shit about No Limit. I don't give a shit about Master P. I don't give a shit about any of that. My thing is my brother was great, and he's gonna still be great till I'm not here anymore. And when I'm not here, then my kid is here, and then my nephew's kid is here. He'll always be known.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like Bob Marley, like Pac, Michael Jackson, like all those names, you know, Red Fox and all them, the major things. No matter what field it was, when you was great, you were great.
You're great.
Yeah, when you affected people like that, yes indeed. And then the music is timeless.
It's timeless, and it was before its time, and now it's still ahead of its time. And I think I'm excited to get new things to the world. I was excited for them to hear the Fredo Bang song, because, you know, this year he did do the I'll Pay For It featuring T Grizzly on his album UNLV. So that was the first time that they actually lended out his vocals. This was the first time we did it, and it was.
Oh, so y'all were hands on with it?
Yeah, we were hands on with it. Okay. We hands on with the whole thing. Spoke to them the whole time. Personal conversations with them the whole time. It was very hands on, and it was.
When you said them, you were actually speaking to communicate with Fredo Bang and T Grizzly?
It was Fredo Bang, mostly Fredo Bang. I spoke with Fredo Bang and his team.
So how's Fredo Bang as far as his character and, you know?
Fredo Bang is a real nice guy. Fredo Bang is really a real nice guy. He is a blessing to have encountered. I'm just thankful that he did it the right way and went through all the hoops and barriers to make sure that we got compensated in a great way, and I'm just thankful. I could honestly say he's a great guy.
Let's talk about that. I actually have a fire when two other about to bring it up. Any attempts for Pete trying to reach out to you and talk to you?
No, they say he's reached out to my nephew, but I don't think I would be the best person to, and I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I would be the best person to, because I'm not one to listen to bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to feel that. Are you just that you lack that much compassion that when someone that has made you money passes that you wouldn't reach out? I think any human being who come from where we come from and who've seen the things that we've seen will reach out to these people family, right? I mean, you made money from this artist. This was your artist.
You said when he initially passed?
Correct.
He never hollered at the family.
You know, you don't send no condolences, no nothing. That's craziness. Now he's a great artist. He was a great artist 10, 20 years ago when he died, right? He's been a great artist. But now since the world sees him as a great artist, you see him as a great artist.
So let me take this chance.
Let me fluff it up like the rest of the world. And that's phony. You know what I'm saying? We don't do phony. We don't do phony. Because if the fans go back and listen to the music, we don't have to tell you a thing about Slim. He gonna tell you everything you need to know in the music and how he felt about you and how he feel about you, and that's black and white.
Yeah, everybody knew that too. He did the same thing, on camera, off camera.
And so why to know him is to love him, to have the actual experience. So that's why when we say it's different when you hear things that people tell you that somebody's done. Because to trust the word of people, you know, people switch stories up, people edit things. When they get back to that person, things change up. But your actual experience, like that moment that you just explained, you felt that. You still feel that moment. You still remember that moment. You don't got to edit that moment, fluff that moment up, or make it anything else. That's that moment that stuck with you because that was a genuine moment. That's all we ask.
That's right.
That's all we ask.
I'm going to say this, right? Like I said, we went back and forth, but here's one thing that I thought too, right? I said, damn, I didn't get anger from that video. I got strength and I got, you know, direct, right? Understanding and assertiveness, right? But it made me think and wonder, what are the guys that like that you date? Like, what's your dating life like?
So I just figured this out about myself because it's just like I'm learning things about me as an adult woman in my 30s. So I found out that I'm always in control. So when I date, I tend to shift to a man who takes control because that alleviates some control of me over some portion of my life. Because at home, I got to be in control of the baby, or I got to be in control of the home, or at work, I got to be in control of this, or do that, but in a relationship, I feel like I like to let that stress off and let a man be a man. So that's what I'm learning about myself. I learned that this week about myself. But so I don't know if that's a good thing, though.
So is it harder for you to let go and let the man be a man?
It is. It's a hard thing for me to break because I'm typically used to, like, when somebody, I'm spoiled. So I'm used to having my way. Like, so if a man tell me no, I'm going to do it for myself because I want to do it for myself. So I don't need you to do it. So if he say no, then I'm going to just cut him off and go get somebody else. Like,
What about dating when Slim was around? I know you're kind of young, but
I was all limits.
No, you cannot talk to Peaches.
Okay.
You cannot talk to Peaches.
As far as Slim was concerned.
No.
What?
You cannot talk to Peaches.
I mean, but what about? I mean, if you out maybe at school and you know.
You cannot talk. People till this day, they still feel the same way. That I'm just off bounds, off the boundaries. You cross a boundary at that point. It's weird.
And what's it like for guys when they saw the Slim Sister? Like, damn, is that a thing when they you ever find guys interested because of that?
Every guy's interested because of that. Every guy has interest because of that. I mean, it don't help that I'm I'm nice looking, but yeah.
I would say
yeah, like it doesn't help that I'm nice looking too, but that's just a plus to it. They like that. They
So that automatically make them conforming to Peaches.
I have my own personality, my own aura that draws them in because I'm just a great person, but I think that takes them, that latches them on because then they start telling like their hood stories because I went to jail for this. I'm like, I don't care what you went to jail for. I didn't go to jail, so.
That's interesting too. So you type of guys you date is like what? Do you find yourself a certain type of guy?
I don't have a type. I ain't got no type. Like, I don't have no type.
You date nerds? But not the specific sense that he a nerd when you look at it, he on some put your glasses up type shit, but But nowadays
I'm not opposed to dating a nerd, but I haven't dated a nerd.
They call nerds are cool nowadays. They call them scammers, Niggas get money too.
Yeah, right. No, I'm not opposed to dating a nerd. I just never, I really have an interest in hood. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm not opposed to nice men are nice men. At this age in life, like Kevin Samuel said, at this part of life, nice men are nice men.
I want to ask you, is there anything specific that when you came, you wanted to make sure you get across?
Just that other one that we touched it.
Okay.
Because I think people should know, like that was fluff. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like if you have nothing to hide or no type of involvement, what would you put yourself into the situation for?
Well, let's talk about the chain.
Okay, which one?
The cultural chain. Actually, let's talk about the one on top first.
So this Project Barbie, this the new one because...
Let me see, distinguish it, put it out there.
This one is the Project Barbie one. So this one, I didn't have one that say Project Barbie, and I was like, that's my moniker that I'm going by. That's my biggest project that I dropped, so Project Barbie. And this one was a gift. This is the cutthroat piece that everybody want to know about. This one was a gift, and I like it. So I wear it sometimes, but they started giving them away to everybody, so I don't wear it all the time like I used to.
Gotcha. And that chain, is that an original, like the one that Slim wore?
So this one is bigger than the one that he wore. His is much smaller. It's tinier. His is much smaller.
Gotcha. Okay. How many of those are in existence right now?
At first it was only like 4 or 5, but I think they got like a bunch out in the world right now. I'm not sure. I see a couple people with them, so I'm not sure.
Okay, but not the original?
No. No, not the original one. There's only one of the original ones. Mm-hmm. There's only one. One of one. One of one. That's it.
The chain that Slim had?
Yeah, there's only one.
What happened to that one?
We have it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have it. We still have it. My mom wears it. She wears it. She wore it on Hip Hop Homicides. She wears it. She doesn't wear it, but if it's a TV show or something, she'll put it on. But yeah, she still have it. She has that in the ring. Yeah.
Does she do any interviews?
Not so much. She's not really into that. I try to get her to do something, but you know.
See, I want to relate to Bass Heavy. Bass Heavy said Slim was dating Macy Gray. Well, do you remember Macy Gray? Was she around?
She wasn't around, but we do know of him going to her house and having, chilling with Macy Gray. Yeah.
So that was his girlfriend.
I don't know if that was his girlfriend, but I know that he used to be at Macy Gray house.
Okay.
So I can't say if they was in a sexual relationship, if they was friends. But my mama saw after that, she gave her a big old hug, and it wasn't just no, So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there.
And since we on that interview, he mentioned that Slim had interest with signing with 50. You remember anything that the truth to that he was going to do?
I don't know. At this point in life, after Hip Hop Homicides, I'm done with 50 Cent.
Okay. Okay.
Done.
Okay. I didn't relate to him. I didn't think, I never
That was a lie anyway.
So there was no truth to that?
Nah.
Because, that shit was somebody heard about it.
On the outside of that, other than P, was Cox Records. And that was just for that project.
Right, I'm about to say, it was mostly an independent thing.
He didn't have nothing to do with Cutthroat Committee or Slim. He didn't have no plans or none of that at all. He actually was trying to make Cutthroat Committee a household name in the game. Yeah. Just like the rest.
Yeah. Like it was, that motherfucker was coming alive. Definitely alive. You used to be in the studio? Because I remember I came and I was recording, and I'm not sure if I heard you up there, but I remember Slim saying something about, or BG might have said something about his sister or something, and now they said your name or whatever. And I might say, who is that?
Yeah, so I would go in that portion of the house, but I'm not in the studio per se.
Okay. That's why I asked you, do you remember those guys coming up, Lil Real One and K?
I remember them, yeah. I remember my first time seeing C Murder come to the house, because that was like the big, of course C Murder was a star. To us, C Murder is like, he up there in the world to us, still to this day. Well, he is a great artist, but C Murder was a big artist, so I remember C Murder pulling up and was like, "Hey, your brother home?" So I was like, "Oh my God, it's C Murder!" So I'm running up the stairs and fell down the stairs, rolled down the stairs, but got back up quick. I was excited though. BG too. I was excited to meet BG as well. When he come home, we gonna get together.
You talk to him?
No, not yet, but I got a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a chance. We all got a chance. I'm skipping the line. I'm gonna be in the front.
Peaches, did you use around when I was there? Because I remember your mom said, I remember you was there. She said, I saw the whole time. I was watching you. She said, I saw you. Because I didn't, she didn't know if she could trust me or not. So when BG bring me around, let her know he all right, So,
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been so many years now.
That was a year, okay. And that could have been any day too, right?
Correct.
Just a camera was there. Okay, so you remember Lil Real One? What he was like at the time?
Lil Real One, I know more of Lil Real One as an adult. Okay. So I had not too many conversations or interactions with him then. I was way younger than them. Okay. But as an adult, we would often be in a club together and talk to each other.
You about the same age?
No, he's older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's older than me. I'm just 33. He probably like 36, 37.
Okay.
Yeah, he a little older than me.
Okay. They're not a big difference, but.
No. But,
and you said you talk to him sometime? Okay.
Well, as an adult before he went to jail.
Okay.
Before he went to jail this last time, you know, we would see him out in the street and stuff. Chaotic too, you know, chaotic crazy. But chaotic too, you'll see. I'll have a conversation with him too.
What makes you say that? You say chaotic's crazy, whatever.
Chaotic is nuts. Chaotic jumped off. Every time I think about him jumping off the balcony at the hotel and living, it's
okay.
Give me crazy
for people
stuff.
who don't know.
So people don't know that. Okay, so I guess somebody was chasing after him to try to kill him, and he jumped off the balcony at the hotel.
Trying to jump from balcony to balcony, he just
jumped off the run.
Okay.
Yeah, like some real movie type stuff. Cause he crazy.
How high up was he at that time?
I think they say he was on like the 6th or 7th floor. He was crazy motherfucker. Crazy ass motherfucker.
Yeah, that's yeah,
He's
still
crazy.
around too. He good too. So
Crazy ass motherfucker.
do you see him? You guys talk anytime?
You know what? Somebody just told me that he been asking for me, so I'm gonna see what he talking about. But I be trying to stay my distance.
Okay. And I always relate Lil Slim because that's family. You know, you guys are kind of in the same era. Any business ventures as far as
Well, we're gonna work together with the museum.
Okay.
The Soulja Slim Museum. We're gonna work together with that. We're gonna also work on some more music too together.
Okay.
But we're gonna work together definitely on this this museum because this one is my big project for the year. So I'm trying to incorporate
That
everybody.
museum gonna be beautiful. And
Yes.
Any specific area that's gonna be in the city?
I'm still thinking about it, and I'm working with some people. I'm really wanting it to be and look nice. So I'm really incorporating a lot of different people. So it's gonna take me a little time. That's why I'm starting right now because I want to do it. I was gonna do it for his birthday, but I think, like we said, it's the 20th year that he's been gone with us. I think November would be the perfect time, and it would give the fans a time, you know, for them to get things together if they want to come out and see it. So
Man, that's gonna open up so many doors too. You know?
it is, and I can't wait for the fans to see like
celebrities come there speaking, all kinds of shit. That's gonna run through my mind.
it's gonna be crazy.
About the
So
experience with Slim and shit like that.
we gonna sell merch in there. We're gonna have some videos playing in the back because we have some unseen footage that I've just got of him. I have been able to get my hands on few new clips of him that people haven't seen, and it's really exciting. And so we're gonna play that too on the back. We got tennis that his original shoes, some clothes that he's originally worn, his raps that he originally penned, books and books of those that we're gonna display as well. So I'm excited.
Hey, and speaking of that, when you said sneakers too, was it any cause there was Juvie and Manny Fresh that I think they said they brung it back. So did Slim ever have a deal with Reebok? Cause I know he made the Soldiers famous.
So
he actually made that name up pretty much, right? The Reebok
that's
Soldiers.
where it comes from. My brother always did call Reebok Soldiers. There was a deal that came back around for him with it, but someone who was close with us at that time intervened and overtook the deal. They told lies that they were the originators of that style of shoe. When we all know who
Is
made.
somebody we know that
He's a popular photographer in New Orleans. Yeah, so he intervened in that, took over that deal, didn't put us into it because, like I said, we known him, like we given him jobs at family functions for things, and you know we've kept him close to our family for years. So it was really, for me, it was hard because, like I said, he was actually asking me to show up and be in a commercial, and I never knew why he was asking me, you know, to do those things, but I never had the time to do it just by God's grace.
So you didn't know? How'd you find that out?
We never knew. My mama just always was saying that every time she saw him, he would tell her, thank you so much. You don't know how you changed my life.
Wow.
And she said she never knew why he was saying that. And I think...
What kind of money did he get from it, you know? Like,
I don't know. I don't think it couldn't have been much of nothing. Because I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be negative. Like I said, I don't know. But it's just crazy how things work out, I would say. And the amount of things, like, the digging that I have to do to clean up things that people really strew up when it comes to my brother is it's nice of me to even be in a company, I'll say. Because really and truly, like, as a man, if I was a man, then like a lot of people should be bad for the stuff that they pulling. Like, it's never been a day that I've ever heard anybody ever say that somebody else wrote Make It Bounce. Make It Bounce, from my knowledge, has always been James Soulja Slim Tap. So I'm trying to figure out why when I go through BMI credits for my brother music, Mr. Marcello is listed as a writer.
Wow. What was his association with?
It is none. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the dirty shit that people have done for years. To be real about it. You know what I'm saying? So then they tell me that I'm angry, but this is why I'm angry. Because people will sit with you and sit in your face and will eat at your table and been eating off of your people for over 20 plus years for something they absolutely had no hand in. So it's not anger, it's just betrayal. But this is the music industry. But it's absolutely fine though.
That's publishing. It's publishing, right?
That is.
So, damn, can y'all get that reversed? I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm. It's in the works now. So I'm revising it with them. I mean, it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. At this point, you're gonna 10% it out. I don't give a fuck what your deal was. If it ain't in paperwork, take your 10% and move along. You've eaten enough. So take your little 10% that I'm gonna continue to give you and move along. But that's it. It's the days of eating, everybody else eating off of Soulja Slim is done. 2023 was the first year my mama touched a check from my brother music. I had to jump through hoops and barriers because people had to fuck shit up so bad to get my mama a check. So that's why I tell people, it's not anger, it's betrayal. Because all the shit that people have done is not love. They call it love, but they've all been out for themselves. I love my brother. And because I love my brother, I do whatever I gotta do to get what's supposed to be for him. So if I gotta send out 1 million emails, I do it. Like, I do it. Like, that Fredo Bang deal, I did that. I sat there with them people. I negotiated that deal. When they came with 30,000, I told them no. I was walking away, and they came back with a whole nother 30.
Just that quick.
And I'm like, we not doing it. Come with the bag.
You turned it down the second offer as well?
I didn't turn no. I gave him. I let him go with the second offer. So I took the 60. He also had publishing rights with it, so he gets publishing from it as well for the rest of his life, for the rest of my nephew kid's life. Like, I made sure.
That publishing.
It's not, and you got to make sure it's right. And a lot of times, a lot of people tell you, you know, you need this, you need that, you need lawyers, you need this. Who got money? Where we gonna get the money at for that? You gotta get the money first to hire somebody. It's wild.
Then you talking entertainment lawyer, you talking about somebody knowing a whole different set of rules.
Who knows a whole different set of rules? It's not just anybody.
Somebody who's been playing that shit for a while, you right, man.
It's
So then you talking about the who's who. Because you can't just bring them up. You talking about the who's who that we need to go in there with to make, because we going in there to make this shit happen, not to
make
try
it
to see
happen.
No,
you got to have so Like I said, anybody else, it wouldn't matter. But I'm going after what's for my brother. If it's for him, I'm going to get it. It's for him. Like, it's not for y'all. He's not here with us today because he believed that he was a great artist. And he believed in what he stood for and what he stand on and how he felt. And he felt like in the music he should put that. So I'm coming to get what's for him. Right now they have a guy that lives in like a shack in India that collected like so much money off his royalties for YouTube. Go and get him. Wouldn't give a fuck if you speak Arabic. Come and get you.
From a song that he had uploaded or something?
Every song.
Yeah.
Every song that you click when you go on listen to Soulja Slim on YouTube, he was collecting for it. But that's just how fucked up things get when nobody has their hands in the motion of keeping things going.
Did you get the rights back for that?
For the YouTube?
For YouTube
not yet. I haven't got that yet. I haven't got his from them. No, I have from Koch. Yes, from Koch. Yes. I'm still working for Universal to get his money from Universal.
It was a saying that when he passed that people was trying to get their hands. It came from bass, I think. People was trying to get their hands on the music and trying to get their hands. Then I heard somebody or people that ran in the studio they were stealing things. Like they broke in the studio or some shit.
Yeah, so they kicked in the back door because they knew the back door. Like you had to be someone who hung out at the house. So you had to be a compadre, a person that knew that door could be opened that way. So they came through the back and they took the computer and they took the laptop and something else. But everybody always knew that was 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody always knew. I thought. They try to spin it off and say it was David from around the corner, but it was always 12 o'clock.
And then I had 12 took the laptop in the sense that he was protecting it because someone else would have came and got it,
No, he was just being a thief.
What did he end up doing with it?
Putting the music on the street.
Oh, wow, okay.
Putting the music on the street. So if you, like you said, had that intention, why was the music put on the street? Because you wanted to profit from it. You wanted to fluff your name up. See, that was my brother's greatest strength was love, but that was his greatest downfall too. Because even if they came down the line, he just trusted people too much. 12 was his cousin, but he didn't know him like that. He didn't know him like that. Like, they didn't grow up together. Like, he met him later on down the line in life. And then 12 started wanting to be the boss. He thought he was the nigga that the people wanted to see. He thought he was oldest, and that's who they came to see.
Oh, damn.
But they didn't come to see.
And every time the picture's painted to me, it's painted to me like they grew up together.
No.
Pajama parties and...
He didn't know him then. They met later on down the line when he was a grown man. Like, my brother, we from New Orleans. They from across the tracks. Like, you don't really go over there that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's his daddy, but like, his relationship with his daddy wasn't like, oh, I'm going by my daddy on weekends, I'm going by my daddy across the... No. That's his daddy people. We don't know people like that. That's my nephew people. My nephew know them like that.
12 was older than Slim.
I think so, huh?
Oh.
Younger.
1 year.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, I think
I thought
like...
it was in my mind, you said he came and tried to become the boss. I figured maybe because he was older and he maybe was an influence, something like that. But if 1 year older, even though that can
That's
happen.
just how country is, though.
Yeah.
Like, country and city, like a country gonna always feel like a city is beneath them because, like, I got more resources type shit. That's being biased, but you know what I mean.
And I would think that the other way around. Were you at Slim's funeral?
Yes.
Second line?
Yes.
In the footage, were you seen in the footage anywhere?
No, I didn't get off the bus.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I didn't want to get off the bus.
Man, that was bugged out too, right? I mean,
it was great. I mean,
man, whose idea was that? That's just how it goes. Because when you listen, right, when they carried the casket, at one point it all was tilted over.
Well, with New Orleans, when you love someone, and they're a part of a certain culture, like my mom is a part of that culture, that's how you're celebrated. New Orleans culture is one like no other. And when you tell people, like everybody loves Slim, because he was a great artist and he'd been doing it for so many years and touched so many different people from the years he'd been committed to what he was doing. So they're gonna come out to show love.
And she allowed them to have him for that time.
Yeah.
Cause boy, man, that was beautiful. That's man, that's major, man. Damn, that was her decision.
That was her
man,
decision. It just, I mean, we're at the age that my mama probably was when she lost her child, and it's like I couldn't imagine myself living without my child. Like, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine a lifetime without my child next to me. Like, so that's why when people want music, this, that, and the other, you gotta think this somebody's child. This somebody voided feeling in their chest when they wake up in the morning. Like, they carried their child for 9 months, they have their child ripped apart from them. It's not as easy as we think it is. It's not easy as we wake up and see. I'm a sister, and I hurt when I see people with their brother. This lady, these people child. This they child. They hear the heartbeat, and it's different with a child. You gotta let people heal the way that they want to heal. Even if you out there and you listening right now, you lost somebody, or you got a parent that you want to know how to get your parent back after they lost their child. Let them heal. All you could do is love them. That's all you could do is love them. Like, don't judge them. All you could do is love them, because they have to heal at their own pace. It's not for anybody else to rush them to heal. People got to heal at their own pace. So I don't rush my mama to put out music, or I don't rush her to put this out. I move at the pace that she wants to move, because that's her child. When she wake up in the morning, she got to deal with that. She got to still see her child face. For her not seeing her child face physically and then seeing it on something might be hard for her years later. Like, somebody tried to show me a video that they had of my brother, and that was still hard for me. So, you know, you got to let people move at their own pace, and we got to love them at the pace that they at. We can't rush them. We can't expect anything more from them. We can't want them to get back to normal. There is no normalcy for them. This is a new life for them that they must experience. So we got to love people at their own pace. And like I said, love people. We got to start loving each other again. It's time for us to start loving each other again.
It's real. Before we go, we near the end. Before we close out, I was like, we about to say we back and forth, kind of fucked me up. Was it ever any fear in your life for who your brother was? Being in the street, I'm saying. I've always,
I'll be honest, I've always known that my brother would go out by murder. I've always felt that way. Even coming up, I would have dreams that my brother wouldn't be here with us forever. But I never believe it would be reality. But I've always known that it was never a lifelong thing of adulthood with us. I've never had visions of us being adults together. I'll never know what it feels like for us to adult together. But I'm glad that he is the person that he was to the world. And I'm glad that they get to experience him through his music, and the moments that we have spent together, I do enjoy them.
Was it incidents, things that made you feel that way? Was it just the lifestyle, period? Understand?
I just know it's New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And it's sad to say, but it's New Orleans, and just his persona. Those people don't live long. Honest people they aren't always here forever.
And that's around the world too.
That's around the world. Right. We all on borrowed time. It's just
highly respected. I'm talking about a force. Definitely a force, but it's always, it's that mirroring force.
It is.
And it is just as heavy,
Right.
When you're on top like that, what do you see him if he was still here today? What would things be?
It would be great. I think his impact for New Orleans would have. I think if he would have been here, they probably wouldn't even have Hurricane Katrina. I think his impact was so strong that he would move mountains. he would have done things for hip hop that hip hop had never seen before. The music that they probably making today would probably not even be in existence. We probably wouldn't even know who a Little Baby was or a Da Baby was, because the music that they would be making would be so revolutionary and so strong that it would just carry over through generations and generations and make people stronger. I just feel that way about, I think things would have been a lot different. I think the world really took a hit when he left.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna throw this out there. Just throw it out there, you know. Any with you being a dope artist, first of all, you have longevity in the game, so I'm sure more people will see you. Any plans, any collaborations, anytime Birdman try to reach out, or anybody from the Cash Money side try to reach out and say, hey, let's work together, do anything?
I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket with them, but I would collaborate with them. Okay. I wouldn't go all in with them, but I would collaborate with them, because I think Baby is a great entrepreneur. Like, even if I wouldn't make music with Baby, I would want to shadow him. I want to learn from him. Like, he is amazing at what he does and the longevity that he has in it. And he's still rich. Some people ain't rich no more and they gotta sell noodles. But some people are like Baby and they're around a long time. Not just selling cereal either. But Baby, I would want to shadow him because I think he's a great person. Baby is a great person. I would want to shadow Baby though. I think Baby, I would like to learn from Baby. I think on the entrepreneur side, he really piques me. Like I really like what he does with the business.
What about the Juvies, the locals that was heavyweights, just still heavyweights, you know, any hands out from them that's saying, you know, I love what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing as far as supporting things.
Let me tell you, I went to the Hip Hop Legends tour and Lil Yachty from UNLV knew who I was. I was bucked up. That was the moment for me, okay? He was like, your music, I love your music is so dope. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that's Hip Hop Legends. Like, I remember being doggone 6 years old, walking to school rapping, with a note around his neck, reading Badass Yellow Boy. Yeah, like, that's, in my book, that's big.
You remember when Slim cut hair?
I do. I remember when he was ice cream.
Straight up. And where he get the name? He get the name for being cold. I heard he got the name because he was cold.
He was cold. He was cold.
Okay.
He was cold.
That's a hell of a name, right? Ice cream.
Ice cream.
That name don't fit him, you know.
It doesn't now, but then it did.
Yeah. Because I see dancers and you see ice cream, you know.
It fit him when he had the curly fade, like the little. It fit him at that time when he had that hairstyle. You know, he has a traditional. He has his. A lot of people don't know that, but he like Boosie has a Boosie fade. They have the Soulja Slim fade too. Yeah. The Uptown fade, Soulja Slim fade. Yeah, that's what they call it, the Soulja Slim fade.
Damn, and I'm white people was here, how all that kind of shit would have came across, and you know.
Trendsetter for sure. Yes, Camouflage. The whole reason Camouflage is as big as it is because of him. Yes. Yeah, like that's why No Limit is correlated to that, because of he brought that to them. That whole camouflage, dub down. Yeah, camouflage. The camouflage dying.
Do you go visit his grave site sometimes?
All the time.
What's it like for you?
I love to go. It's peaceful. It's very peaceful. Every time I go, I'll go see him. Young Greatness is there too, so I'll go and see Young Greatness as well. And it's just peaceful moments like that you get to spend with them and update them on what's going on in life and what's really just going on around us.
Yeah, that's something else too. Oh man, I don't think nobody try to hide it at all as far as where it's at. No, because I've seen people come from out of town and just come and shoot.
Yeah, you can go to Mount Olivet at any time. A lot of big name artists and big name people from New Orleans, they actually have a particular part of the cemetery that's made for artists of New Orleans. That musicians, like if they play saxophone and music, Young Greatness is in that one.
And the public is able to go in?
Mm-hmm. You can go in there and you can go in there. It's just like a mausoleum that they have, that they built with It's beautiful though. Mount Olivet is a beautiful place.
That'd be dope to go over there and actually, you know, that'd be a whole video within itself.
Yeah, because it's
the funeral, what is it called? A funeral home? Not funeral home. What's it called?
It's a grave site, like a graveyard.
Some of the, you know, New Orleans' greatest, you know, dopest, you know.
A lot of dope people are
there. To actually go and actually see their name and have somebody present it, that'd be dope.
Yeah, and a lot of them, like my brother, they have the picture. Young Greatness have the picture, so you see the picture too. Yeah. It's dope though. It's sad that you have to see them in those terms and those lights, but it's a beautiful, still place that is peaceful, and you know that they at peace and that they in a place like. When I go, I feel like it's a beautiful place, and that they finally laid in somewhere where they're not moving. They don't have to fight for their rights in the music game. I mean, years they fought for their space, and now they at peace. They there. I know they're just doing concerts out there all the time. I know it. I know my brother. I know he making them laugh. I know he is, cause he a funny. He was a funny person, so I know he just making them laugh up there.
Are you in the tears? We gotta get some tissue. I didn't see that. I'm so sorry, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, you know.
Funny person. So I know he gon' make him laugh. Make him laugh. Thank you.
Damn, Peaches, man, I appreciate your strength. I already know your courage and your brain. I just, the least to say right there, but just for you, you know, hanging in there and giving it to us like that, you know?
Oh, we gonna give it to him raw all the time. I told you it was gonna be raw.
Yes.
Uncut.
Yeah.
I told you what it was. It was not gonna be anything fabricated or anything to lie about. I was gonna be honest with y'all to let y'all know about where we come from as a family and who we are and what he meant to us and what we mean to him. And just what we go through being from New Orleans and when you lose somebody that you love. It's not the easiest thing and it's not easy to talk about, but I'm proud to say that we still talking about him years later.
Before we close it out, just put this out there. If there's anything that you could say to people, what would you say? I mean, you know, is there anything you can do to fix it, to make it better?
I want to just let him know that I don't have anything negative to say about him or anything negative against him at all. I actually pray for him, and I know that the hardest thing in life is to lose a child. I don't know about losing a child, but I have a child, so I sympathize with anybody that loses a child. I didn't. When people brought it to me as, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? I was never negative about it at all. Because I know what it's like to lose somebody that you love. And it's not anything to ridicule, to make fun of, or to be cold-hearted about. So I did. I prayed for them. And I hope that they never have to go through what we have to go through. And losing somebody abruptly and not getting to spend the moments. Even though his moments are probably, you know, hard to let go of, I wish them the best. I don't have any hate in my heart. I just wish that when he speaks about my brother, he would tell the truth about how he just was passionate about music, how he just wanted to make music and he wanted to be a boss. It wasn't so much that he didn't respect him. He just wanted to be his own boss. And we're all dedicated to being our own boss. We don't always want to work for somebody our whole life, and we should be allowed that chance. I think it just was the dissing in the music and just, you know, with street respect. If I'm that in the street, no lil can't big dog me, you know.
Damn, and I, you know.
Possibly, you know, that's all hypothetically speaking.
And that's, man, that's just sad as fuck, cause, you know. So,
well, that's how we're losing most of our hip hop crowd now, because people, we can't let things go, and we can't see past. We can't just leave it in the music. See how I told you earlier that I like to make the tracks like I make because I could beat people up through music without physically touching them. Right. For some people, that's a lot for them to handle, but it shouldn't be that way. Just like with them using rappers' bars in court to indict them, it shouldn't be that way. Music is art, just like when people write novels or movies or anything else. It's an art, and it should be treated that way.
What does Slim have any plans of being in movies that you know of, or anybody pushing with movie roles?
I think he probably wanted to make his own movies.
Yeah, I can see him easily.
Yeah, I think he probably wanted to make his. He was at a pat in life where he wanted to do a lot of his own things and make his own footage. And really, I think he would have probably been revolutionary before the internet. He probably would have been one of the first to really do that shit with the backstage footage and all that shit, because he was on it. He was telling them to record it. He was having them at the shows with it. He was one of the first who probably was gonna revolutionize that shit.
Yeah. Cause he was telling me, boy, we gonna work. Before we got that day to get on that bus, that boy was saying, boy, we gonna work.
See, he was
this
technology. He was
getting
getting into that technology, like building studios and stuff way beforehand. At 26 years old, at 26 years old, how many people know that they want to be a boss and that they ready to have other under their label, and then they get on TV and call you a drug head?
How old were you?
Crazy. I think today he probably would be what Jay-Z is.
No, I mean how old would he have been?
Oh, he should be like what, 48?
Okay.
Almost 50. He's getting up there.
I mean, it's not the same age.
Yeah. 77, so.
Okay, he would have been 45.
Yeah, 45. Yeah, 45, because my friend is 45, that's right, 45.
Yes, indeed. All right, so shit. That's what it is, man. We, like I said, words can't, can't stand up in words how much I appreciate you, so. Because it's going to go crazy,
Yeah.
Like, you gave me some jewels. Like, I don't give a fuck what it was about. I think this is the most honest interview I ever had since I've been interviewing, period.
Well, I try to be honest, and like I said, on the show they painted me as a psycho, so it's kind of like, let me tell you my side of the event. Don't just cut it, because Hollywood, being Hollywood, cut it down to how they wanted it to be. I'm not just going around screaming this man did some shit just to say, just because I'm a crackpot. The police want to get rid of you too. Like, the police don't, it goes far. When it starts to get to going, that's why nobody ever want. Why you think people got on that TV and didn't want to talk about it? Because it goes far. It's not just the surface. It's deeper than the surface.
So he had a local police had a beef with him. Pretty much you can say
it's just people, and it just all got together and figured that it was time for him to go. It wasn't enough space here for him. So that's why when we tell, that's why you don't know who to trust, because there's so many shiesty people, and they will come around, they will sit in your face like it's nothing, because they think we don't know the roles that they've played in these things. But there's no reason to keep trying to hide anything. We're fine with it. Because my brother is just as great as a person that he was ever gonna be. He's great. He's great. And a lot of the times he's greater than y'all. When I went to a concert, it's Kendrick Lamar and them people of that nature that's talking about this man. Uptown and downtown, you can find pictures of him. Because he's great. So we're proud of who he is. We wish we had more years with him, but the years that we did have, I'm thankful for them. So I don't hate anybody. And I hate that it comes off that way, that me and this man, I have beef with this. I don't. That's a grown-ass man. It's a grown-ass man. I don't have any beef with that man. But I also don't do internet lies either. Like, internet phony and fakery. I don't do that.